Bernie Sanders is a bitch. Let's talk about it. No, real talk. Let's talk about Bernie Sanders and his boo, Elizabeth Warren, is trouble in paradise. So
Let's
real
talk
quick, won't
about
be
it.
before you long. But I just seen the headlines and Elizabeth Warren pulled out the golden ticket out of her back pocket. Ironically, when she's falling in the polls and Bernie is rising. But let's talk about why Bernie Sanders is kind of a Mitch, right? We all know that Bernie Sanders did get a pass the last time around because we knew that the DNC was cheating him, and partly because nobody liked Crooked Hillary. So we kind of didn't dive deep into Bernie Sanders' campaign or whatnot. There were a lot of allegations of him having problems with women. Shout out to Tessa Figueroa. She sued him or his campaign because she was let go from her position because she basically said that there are more black men incarcerated today than it was during the height of the slave trade. And for all her Democrat friends, they felt that was too divisive and they got rid of her for it. And she sued, and I'm sure she got paid. But Simone Sanders used to work for the Bernie campaign, and she left and went to Joe Biden. So I don't know. She went from one master to the other. I don't know what that's all about. But she didn't trash Bernie, which I guess it makes sense because she wanted to be employed again. So she didn't tell the dirty business. Tessa Figueroa has no problems with that. She wants all the smoke, and she will tell you, the issues that Bernie Sanders' campaign has had. But Bernie did get a pass. And, he's a grumpy old dude, right? So he's set in his ways and whatnot. But for Elizabeth Warren to pull this little card out of her pocket saying, I talked to Bernie in a public conversation with other people in the room. And we were talking about, do you think a woman could be president? And he was like, nah. And trying to, play into the whole sexist stereotype or whatever. Now, again, I think he's an old dude who sees things a certain way. And he doesn't really have a filter. I don't think he's PC. He's definitely not into the identity politics. That's one of his issues that a lot of black people have with him that support Hillary over him, is that he don't really do the identity thing. He doesn't care about your gender or your race. He just wants things to be done. That doesn't really work for this modern millennial fuckity fucks who want to see everything to some social issue. But they made a promise to each other that they weren't going to be dirty and take off the gloves. And what Elizabeth Warren did was she capitalized off of the rhetoric already around the Bernie bros and people who support Bernie, saying that they're sexist and they're mean, and they're just not that at all. They're just keeping that same energy. And it's funny how every time they bring it up, and that happened on The View, Abby, who's leaving The View, ironically, she brought up that he did something to her on Bill Maher, but she also said, I don't understand how he could do that and still have a lot of women support, right? That's one thing that when they were trying to play Bernie last time around, is ignoring the fact that it's not just Bernie bros. He did have a large millennial fan base, large female fan base, and they just wanted to undercut that and ignore that doesn't exist. But of course they do that because they want to play into that he's a sexist trope. I say all that to say this: it's like watching again the establishment media, that whole clip on The View was pretty much to smear Bernie. Meghan McCain, I don't want another sexist in the White House. Okay. I think they probably all were that way. We don't need another one. And then you had Joe Behar tries to be the comic relief on the show and whatnot, and she's just not funny. And she goes, they rather vote for a something-year-old socialist that just had a heart attack. Now, don't get it twisted. Him having a heart attack, I don't like how the media wants to wash that away and act like that doesn't exist. But the way she said that joke was kind of foul. It didn't get laughs. It was kind of gasp in the audience. Because what are you saying here? Again, to me, having a heart attack on a campaign trail is definitely a no-go. I'm not voting for you. That, we can't just wish that away. It's funny how they do that. Democrats want you to just act like stuff just didn't happen that did. And no, he had a heart attack. That's something to think about. Watching the debate stage and they're all acting why you worry about my health, or we shouldn't worry about this person's health and this person's age. No, forget all that. You had a heart attack on the campaign trail. Hillary damn near fainted a little bit, and everybody roasted her ass for that. So the whole surgery thing that you just had at such and such years old, and the stressfulness and the pain and the issues that come with being in the White House or being in politics, period, we supposed to just act like that didn't happen? I don't believe that. But I'm just saying her joke was kind of in poor taste. But Bernie, I don't understand how like I say, he's been consistent in his socialism, Medicare for all, free education, blah blah blah. We're gonna raise your taxes. We're gonna completely get rid of medical billers and medical coders, get rid of millions of jobs, all this bullshit, and make everybody dependent upon the government. Blah blah blah. We could be like every other country that's not America. He's been consistent with that, right? But like, he's a punk though. Like, he doesn't stand up for anybody that works for him. Nina Turner was at some convention and they kicked her off the stage to let one of his opponents speak. Like, Bernie does not fight for his own people. He leaves people out to dry, and he's a little Mitch for that. So I don't understand how you think, like, we keep saying Bernie could beat Trump. Bernie can't even beat his own party. Bernie's not going to be the nominee. What just happened right now is a clear indication of that. His polls start rising again. He's getting better. Iowa's about to come up. Elizabeth Warren did what she did. And now I guarantee you, the same segment we saw on MSNBC, same thing, on ABC, on The View, where there's a bunch of women going to smear him, the same thing is going to happen on every other network. They're going to talk about the same situation on MSNBC, on CNN, and it's going to be the same thing, like, yeah, the Bernie bros are kind of sexist. And then, at the end of it all, shout out to all my Bernie bros and Bernie and Bus people, period. They keep playing y'all. They blame y'all for Hillary losing because they claim that Bernie didn't hop on her clip quick enough. Ew, dusty nasty. But then, still, this time around, want to say, I hope that y'all do the right thing this time. After y'all shitted on them and blamed them for Hillary just losing. So it's like, that's a crazy, like, I can understand the apprehensiveness of y'all not jumping on the bandwagon over Hillary, partly because you don't support her policies, period. And you wanted some extreme change, and you didn't want the same thing in Washington, right? But y'all can't ignore the fact that, like, I couldn't even, like, they did cheat Bernie. Like, they did change a bunch of rules, did super delegate nonsense. Had debates sometimes when he knew that because Bernie was doing better with young people. They did it during big football games and stuff like that so that people would miss the debates. Like, little slidey shit that the DNC did to favor crooked Hillary. And I think y'all have every right to be in your feelings over that. And Susan Sarandon, she's still getting, scoffed at because she chose not to hop on the bandwagon. I think, who else was it? Cory Booker's fake girlfriend, what's her name? A chick from Men in Black 2, forgot her name. Rosario Dawson, yeah, that annoying cunt. She also was getting the smoke because she didn't hop on quicker enough to go vote for Hillary. Like, so, yeah. Bernie bros, or Bernie or bus folks, I hope y'all come out strong this election. I hope y'all pay the Democrats back again because they treat y'all like trash. They blame y'all for everything. It's just, call y'all sexist and misogynist just because but they cheated the man for the woman in y'all own party. Look at that. But that was my video, though, to say that Bernie is soft. He doesn't stick up for anybody. He doesn't stand for anybody, but y'all think he's going to beat Trump. And then he chose to have this game where he went light on Hillary, and Hillary still blames him for her loss. Like, he didn't go in like he could have. She even said that Bernie's rhetoric is what helped to lock her up and all this nonsense. Like, you did take the corporate money. You did go to the banks and get all that bread. You know what I mean? You did have all the special interest stuff. Everything he said about you was true. And then he comes and endorses you a little bit, like, when it was time, when he felt like it. And we criticized him for that. I wasn't going to vote for him anyways, but I'm just saying, like, we criticized him for even endorsing you, period. He shouldn't have did what he did. But, yeah. It's crazy watching the corporate media, though, like MSNBC and CNN and ABC, clearly stopping and putting even Time Magazine, I think there's an article, I didn't read it yet, but saying that they did something to him, too. It's like, I don't like his policies, so I don't feel bad for the guy, but it's like, they are doing him dirty. And for Elizabeth Warren to pull out this, which I don't have a problem with her doing it because it's politics, and that's what you do in politics, but I think he's just soft, and he agreed to do something, and she already crossed that line. And some are people saying it's not because of him per se, but his surrogates are on TV trashing her. So her rebuttal is to play into the sexist card and use it for her benefit. Oh, he told me that there wouldn't be a woman president. Like, so what if you believe that? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, that's not like deep. Did you think she could win? Do you think she could win? No, she could not. Hillary did not win. And all these people, she won the popular vote. Fudge that nonsense. Stop saying that dumb shit. Trump did not run a campaign to win the popular vote. Most Republicans don't. That electoral college, baby, right? Saying you beat Trump because you won the popular vote is like saying I had more yards, but you still lost, right? Tom Brady versus the Eagles, he had like 500 yards. Still lost. That's not how you win this. Like, that's just crazy. Like, y'all keep making an argument that Trump did not run to win the popular vote. If he did, he probably would have, but that's not what he ran for. He was strategic and played into those counties. All these dark blue states got a lot of counties that are red, and that's how you win elections, not just getting the popular vote. But that's my video. I'm out. What y'all think about Bernie? And those of y'all who are leftists, I know a lot of y'all are. Are y'all gonna support him over Warren? And it's just crazy how, like, they're not hiding their biasness. Like, the corporate liberal media, like the establishment folks, like, they show their shit like in the open. Like, they don't even hide it. Like, yeah, we're biased. Yeah, we're ass. And the reality is, the Democrats are not gonna let Bernie be the nominee in their party, no matter what. And I guarantee you that if it came down to Elizabeth and Bernie, Obama would endorse Elizabeth just because he don't agree with Bernie's far leftist policies. All right.